Hello guys, Zennosh here and welcome to Figure Fantasy, and I'm here to tell you guys who are the top 10 figurine units in the game. First of all, I would love to give a very big shout out and thanks to BlueStacks for sponsoring this video. I'm here to recommend you guys to use BlueStacks Android emulator to play mobile games like Figure Fantasy in your PC or laptop device. It is a very powerful Android emulator that is compatible with almost every mobile games out there in the market. The download link is in the description of this video. Check it out. Now that said, let's get this started. The first one on the list is definitely going to be Yoko Kasumi. This wife unit right over here sacrifices her own health, potentially dying for massive damage boost for high risk, high reward mechanism. Look into her passive skill right over here. The Hurricane Dance transforms into a ghost for 5 seconds, the first time taking lethal damage instead of just dying. Alright, in the ghost state has a 70% chance to stack double marks per attack and boost attack speed to 130%. And if you are thinking that 5 seconds is so low time period, then well, guess what guys, the ghost state can actually be extended by up to 2 seconds for every enemy defeated by her. And guess what, the attack speed can be boosted by further 170%, which is amazing indeed. Alright, and that it is definitely an amazing synergy effect ongoing just in her passive skill. And guess what guys, with the basic attacks she can actually add to the stack of seals on the target, and if she actually managed to get up to like 4 stacks on the target, the seal explodes, dealing damage to the bearer and the enemies next to it, which is pretty amazing for dealing a lot of damage to the enemies out there. Alright, guess what guys, boost the damage from the ultimate by 1% with this upgrade effect right over here, and when the seal explodes, also stun the bearer for 25 seconds. Oh my god, what more do you want? Alright, she has got stun as well. That can be a really great help, especially in the PvP battles. And guess what guys, thanks to its special abilities, she has really good amazing sustenance. Thanks to that, dodge chance boost by 15% and restores health after each successful dodge. And with the upgrade effect, she can even improve her DPS output. Thanks to that, 5% of attack boost and 10% of crit chance boost. My god, she is an amazing DPS unit with very high base attack stat. So yeah, that's it. Now let's move on into the next unit, and that's definitely going to be rendez Amber. This wife unit right over here is capable of dealing a tons of damage to the enemies while also healing your allies. Yes, you heard me right. Look into this particular skill right over here. It says attacks all enemies in the same line. A certain percentage of the damage dealt will be converted to health for the teammates with the seed of healing. Okay, so there we go, and that is what we really want. And she can even restore 30 energy for the teammates with the seed of healing. That can be a really great help in order to pressure your opponents with a lot of skill spamming. Also heals rendez Amber herself at the same time, which can be really great because for her self-sustenance improvement, definitely we can actually look for more performance from this amazing waifu right over here. Anyways, that said, looking into her passive skill right over here, grants a seed of healing that lasts for 10 seconds to the figurine with the lowest health in the same line. Every 8 seconds heals them when basic attacks deal damage. And guess what, the upgrade effects are even better. Seed of the healing lasts for 15 seconds, also restores health of the figurine with the seed of healing when they unleash the ultimate. My god, okay, look at that. I mean, like, we can actually expect for a lot of sustenance from this waifu right over here as well, while also being able to deal a lot of damage to the enemies out there as well. Okay, and yeah, we have got a lot more damage boost to her basic attack as well, which can be a really great help in order to eliminate the enemies real fast from the battlefield. Now that's said, now let's move on into the next unit, and that's definitely going to be Jeffair. Okay, which you can easily get thanks to reroll process in your second multi 7. So wish you best of luck. She is the best healer in the game out there that can also restore the energy, which can be really great help indeed. Guess what guys, she can even buff the ultimate skill as well. Let's look into her skills right over here. It says Azure Promise heals all of your figurines and summoned creatures. The higher Jeffair's max health, the more health restored, meaning like try to get a lot more HP stat to her, and definitely she will be providing you guys with a lot more healing effect. Okay, and restores 16 energy for each teammate, which is definitely gonna be allowing you guys to spam your skills on your enemies. Okay, which is gonna be definitely a great help help in any content, especially in the PvP content. Okay, so there we go. And guess what? She can even boost her own health recovery effect thanks to this upgrade effect right over here. And now that said, let's look into her passive skill effect. Support passive. Boost adjacent allies' ultimate power by 20% at the start of each battle. This will be adjusted by the figurine support bonus, meaning like we will actually be able to have a lot more performance boost with the ultimate power of our allies and the team. That is definitely going to be a really great help, guys. Look at that. And she can even restore the adjacent allies' energy by 2 every second. So she is definitely going to be a really great help in the PvP battles, and definitely even in the other contents out there as well. A very desirable unit that you definitely want to have in your team to boost your team performance by a drastic amount, okay? Or by a drastic degree. Okay, there we go. Heals a random ally every 3 seconds as well. I mean, like, even passively with this special effect right over here, the healing just keeps on coming up unlimited. I guess he's a healing battery out there, and not just for healing but also for the energy as well. Oh my god, that's an amazing combination, isn't it? Now let's move on into the next unit, and that's definitely going to be the Yuina Mizuki, one of the best DPS unit out there in the game, but it's really great only for the 1 versus 1 situation. All right, great in 1 versus 1 situation by taunting a target, boosting attack speed, and reducing some health when engaged. Anyways, looking into her fast or let's say fast skill, or let's say her basic attack right over here, guess what, guys? She's actually going to add to a stack of seals on the target. Higher the amount of seals on the target, definitely the more the damage that she's going to be dealing to that target, okay? And that is actually going to be confirmed by her passive skill. It says basic attacks deals additional damage to the marked enemies. The damage increases based on the number of stacks of the marks, okay? And guess what? Upon being revived, her hammer damage to the target deals massive damage. And looking into her ultimate skill right over here, it says attacks the current target and challenges it to a duel for 5 seconds. This is the reason why she's so great for the 1 versus 1 fights out there in the battlefield. When in a duel, boost attack speed by 50% and restores a certain amount of health every second. So she actually gains the upper hand when she is in a duel, okay? And that actually is pretty amazing, and lots of stuff happening around, and that can be a really great help, so on and on. And she's really good with the self-sustenance as well. Very amazing unit, very high base attack stat that definitely guarantees you guys with very high damage output in the battlefield. Now let's move on into the next unit, a very free-to-play unit that is being given for free to everyone, and that's going to be Addixia. She shares damage taken between all her allies, grants healing equal to damage dealt, and boost accuracy. She's an amazing unit that is crazy good for every content out there in the game. All right, looking into her ultimate skill right over here, all your figurines share the damage taken for 12 seconds. While linked together, their attacks grant healing equal to 10% of the damage dealt. Like, what? That's so good, isn't it? Right? And their accuracy bonus will be boosted by 25%. And while linked together, their critical damage will also be boosted by 10% when an enemy unleashes a skill, and can be stacked and last until the battle ends. And guess what, guys? All your figurines share the damage taken by 15 seconds as well. So there we go. Thanks to her ultimate skill, we can actually expect humongous sustenance boost to our team, okay? And that is really great for any content out there in the game, like no matter what. And looking into a passive skill, it is even better. Support passive. Boost adjacent allies defense by 35% right away at the start of each battle, which is definitely great, right? And this will be adjusted by the figurine support bonus. Supported allies will have a 15% chance to restore 10 energy when attacked. My god, look at that, okay? This waifu right over here also allows us to have our energy restored faster, and that can be really good, and supports all allies and boosted defense by 45%. Wow, that is great, and grants them a 20% chance to restore energy when attacked, okay? So yeah, there we go. And with this kind of support skills, definitely she is great for any content out there in the game, and she can also heal a random ally every 3 seconds as well, further improving the sustenance of the entire team. So she is pretty crazy unit, very great for most of the contents out in the game. And now let's move on into the next unit, and that's gonna be the Cruce, okay? This guy right over here brings AoE and stun damage. Attacks can also grant healing. Basically a very amazing tank, alright? And he is actually known for his passive ability right out here. If his HP goes really low at that time, he's actually going to attack the surrounding enemies and stun them for 50 seconds. For 50 seconds! That is crazy good. Okay, the first time held up below like 3%. All right, and boost damage by 10%, restores 40 energy when it's triggered. I mean, like, that is so good. Like, when the 40 energy is out there, my god, it's nearly possible to actually follow up with his like ultimate skill right away, and that can be a really great help to his performance boost. Becomes immune to all damage and stun the attacker for 3 turns after the effect is triggered. My god. Okay, so it's gonna be even making it more easier for him, or making it guaranteed for him that he's actually going to be able to use his ultimate skill right away once his HP goes below 3%, which is pretty amazing. Okay, not easy to trigger, but hey, it is actually pretty fascinating as well. If it triggers, it actually is going to be really good. Deals damage to all enemies every second, lasts for 10 seconds. In the meantime, boost defense by 25%, and his damage output is pretty good as well. He's a very offensive tank unit, and that actually boasts to take a lot of damage while staying alive, and also being able to deal a lot of damage to the enemies as well. Okay, so there we go, that's gonna be our unit, and thanks to his passive ability, like this special effect right over here, has a 25% chance of reducing damage taken by 50% when attacked, which is freaking humongous. Okay, so yeah, there we go, that's the Cruce right over there. And now let's move on to the next unit, and that's gonna be Harriet, this waifu right over here with pretty weird laugh. Okay, she's a summoner unit that can buff damage and blunt the enemies. Pretty unique unit indeed, isn't she? So looking into her ultimate skill, summons a red and blue bomber. If their energy is full, they self-detonate. Okay, when they do, the red one deals AoE damage, which is gonna be definitely great for the PvP or like PvE story progression. Okay, real fast gameplay progression, and even for the PvP as well. While the blue one deals single target damage, which is going to be a really great help in the boss fights, right? And the higher their remaining health and shield are, the more damage are dealt to the enemies out there. So we have got like damage boost right over there, and guess what, guys? You can actually improve the function of her summoned creatures thanks to these skill upgrades right over here, allowing her to deal even more damage. Okay, so yeah, there we go. And looking into her passive skill right here, attacks the current enemy and blinds it for 6 seconds every 10 seconds. So when blinded, basic attacks have a 15% chance to miss as well, and that can be quite helpful out there for the overall team sustenance, right? And she can restore 10 energy for all red figurines when the effect is triggered, and triggered every 8 seconds, restores 10 energy for the all let's red figurines and summon units when the effect is triggered. Okay, so thanks to that energy restoration effect, definitely it's going to be much easier to spam a lot of skills on the enemies in the battlefield. Now that said, thanks to her special effect right over here, she can actually boost the damage dealt from a basic attack by 12%, improving her overall DPS output. Anyways, she is actually really known as a really good summoner, being able to deal really good range of AoE damage, as well as these single target nukes that can be a really great help in every content out there in the game. So that is gonna be our Harriet. Now let's move on to the next unit, and that's going to be the Camille. Okay, the Camille right over here, guys. Pretty amazing attack stat right over here. Definitely he's going to guarantee some really good damage output against the enemies out there in the opponent team. Okay, and he has this unique ability known as Lock that works like a stun and brings great AoE damage in the team. Okay, so there we go. Let's look into his ability right over here. It says Twilight Doom deals damage to all enemies as for the enemies that are locked, and boosts the damage dealt by 30% as well. And guess what, guys? It has only 10 initial energy cost. Like, what? You can pretty much spam this skill like so frequently. My god, Jesus Christ, that's one of the cheapest skill out there that I've ever seen. Okay, and this locked is definitely going to be a really great help in order to, like, control the enemies out there, because it kind of really works like a stun. Okay, so there we go, guys, and we have got skill upgrades right over here as well. That's going to be a really great help out there, because it's going to boost his damage output by up to 50% against the locked enemies. So yeah, that is it. And looking into the passive skill right over here, locks the last enemy in the same line for 3 seconds after the battle starts. Right away, someone is gonna get locked, right? And there's a 50% chance to lock an enemy for 4 seconds after it unleashes a skill. So that is really good. Like, the enemy uses the skill, there's a 50% chance that that particular target is gonna get locked, and it's a passive effect. My god, mind-blowing. deals damage to the target when the lock state is removed. The chance will be adjusted by the figurine accuracy bonus, okay? And deals damage to the locked enemy per second, deals the locked state at the start of each battle by 5 seconds, and triggered locked states by 2 seconds, okay? So when locked, cannot make any move, immobilized, and removed if attacked unless otherwise indicated, okay? So yeah, there we go. Pretty much the opponents are kind of nearly like disabled, okay? So that is going to be a really great help in order to control the crowd out there, and really awesome skill right over here. That's what I would say. And as long as there's no surrounding enemies, his damage can be boosted by further 15%, which is definitely going to allow him to deal even more damage to the enemies out there, thanks to his high base attack stat right over here. Definitely the damage output is going to be something real sweet for you guys, okay? So yeah, there we go, guys. That's going to be Cruce. I mean, like, that's gonna be Camille. Sorry about that. He's Camille, right? My God, my tongue just slipped. Anyways, now let's move on to the next unit, and that's gonna be Lubu. I mean, like, this guy is really fascinating. His attack speed increases according to the number of hits. Yes, you heard me right. Look at this. Boost damage by 20%. Also boost attack speed by 10% for 5 seconds for each enemy hit, stacking up to a total of 6 times. Meaning, like, his attack speed can actually be boosted up to 60%. My God. Alright, attacks the target and its surrounding enemies. And guess what, guys? Thanks to his passive ability, every time an ally unleashes the ultimate, like, let's say we have got our Camille, right? Think about it. You pair him up with Camille, and there is gonna be this guy who is actually going to deal damage to all enemies. A free AoE attack against enemies every time an ultimate is going to be unleashed in the battlefield, okay? So that is pretty amazing, and you guys must have already a lot of idea by now that how easy it is, or how fast your characters really do use the ultimate skill, like one after another, okay? So at that time, definitely Lubu is the one who is going to be taking the full advantage of those all things going on around, okay? Restores 5 energy when the effect is triggered. That is going to be a really great help for himself to actually come up with really good attack, with his own skill sets right away to follow up. Also triggers when the figurine unleashes the ultimate, restore 5 energy for itself and the attacker. That is great. And guess what, guys? Boost damage by 15% when there is no surrounding enemies out there. And he can actually boost his own damage output because of his ability to boost his own basic attack power by 10% and attack by 5%. My God, so many things going on around that allows Lubu to deal some crazy insane damage to the enemies out there. And look, you can look at his attack stat, which is really high, okay? So definitely a very amazing, mind-blowing damage output is pretty much guaranteed by this amazing Lubu unit right over here. Very good for fast, quick gameplay progression out there in the game, okay? So yeah, that is it. And next unit, and the final unit, is going to be this samurai unit, a very cool looking unit known as Yamazaki. All right, this guy right over here brings a lot of damage with a crit, okay? Easily spammable skills thanks to low energy cost. Look at his ultimate skill right over here, only 40 energy cost right over here. Very cheap indeed. Attacks the last enemy in the same line as the current target. If it is ignited, deals extra burn damage equal to 30% of the damage the ultimate has dealt, and restores 10 energy at the same time, which is definitely going to allow him to recharge his, to reuse his ultimate skill real fast, okay? So that is really great. And he can even boost his own crit chance by 10% and his damage by up to 15%. My God, and his critical damage by up to 10% as well. You can actually expect some crazy damage output going on with this guy right over here, okay? So that's it. And guess what, guys? Even with his basic attack, he actually performs really good damage output. Look at this right away. Boosts the damage from the attack by 25%, and additionally grants a 100% chance to deal critical damage after every 3 attacks. My God, bring it on, okay? And looking into the passive skill right over here, deals extra damage to the last enemy in the line upon crit hits. My God, extra damage output right over there, and with a really good build, definitely it's not going to be really hard for him to keep on landing critical blows on the enemies. And with that one, you can actually expect some really good DPS output right away, happening over and over again, okay? So yeah, there we go, guys. Very amazing, cool looking unit that is capable of dealing some crazy insane damage thanks to his amazing skills that are catered to destroy the enemies out there, and that's gonna be Yamazaki. Okay, so there we go, guys. Those are the top 10 figurine units in the game. Okay, first one being the Yoko Kasumi, being able to deal some crazy damage to the enemies out there. Even after she's dead, she's still active, right? Next is gonna be the rendez Ember, being able to deal some crazy damage to the enemies out there while also providing a lot of sustenance to the entire team. Definitely one of the best wife unit that you can have as a beginner. Next on the list is going to be this Jeffair right over here, who is capable of providing a lot of heals to the allies in the team, and not only just heals but also the energy restoration, which is definitely going to be a really great help in your overall performance boost and sustenance. And next on the list is going to be Mizuki, who is really great for the 1 versus 1 fights there in the battlefield, as she can actually keep on stacking up a lot of those stacks against the target, and she will be able to boost her damage output. And thanks to this duel that she actually the triggers against enemies and force them into a challenge battle, at that time she actually comes up with really good bonus for herself, which is definitely going to be a really great help for her to shut down the enemies real fast. And the next on the list is definitely going to be Rick Zia right here, a free-to-play unit indeed, that actually comes up with the share health effect, which is really great in order to provide a lot of team sustenance there in the battlefield. And she also comes up with really good energy recharge boost as well, and she can heal the allies as well, like every 3 seconds. Like, what? Dude, that's so amazing, right? And next on the list is definitely going to be the Cruce right over here, one of the best tank, or let's say the best tank in the game out there. His main ability of actually stunning the enemies out there just like that, and being immune to all damage for the 3 seconds out there with that 40% that 40 energy restoration right away. That is definitely going to allow him to use his ultimate skill right off the bat, which is so good. Okay, he is a very offensive tank that actually boasts to actually take a lot of damage, also at the same time deal a lot of damage to the enemies out there as well. A very effective bruiser in my opinion. And that's it. The next one on the list is going to be Harriet right over here, really known for her summons, being able to deal some really good AoE damage as well as single target nuke damage, and that can be a really great help. Very unique unit as well, who can blind the enemies. Alright, and next on the list is gonna be this Camille right over here, capable of dealing some crazy instant damage to the enemies out there in the opponent side, and his locked status effect is definitely nearly like a stun ability that actually makes the enemy not to be able to move at all. It's like a special bind. Okay, so and that can be a really great help in order to not only control the enemies but also to kill them pretty fast. Okay, while they are pretty much mimed. And now the next one on the list is definitely going to be Lubu right over here, being able to deal some crazy damage thanks to his higher base attack stat. And guess what, guys, he can improve his attack speed by up to 60%, which is really insane. And whenever the ultimate ability is unleashed, he actually deals AoE damage to all the enemies out there in the battlefield, which is so freaking amazing. And guess what, his initial energy cost for his ultimate skill is just too freaking low. He will be able to keep on using his ultimate skill or spam his ultimate skill so fast out there, like in the blink of eye. Okay, this guy, oh my god, he's gonna be making your battle much easier, especially for the fast gameplay progression. And finally we have got the Yamazaki, really equipped with those destruct type of skills that allows him to destroy his enemies real fast, real easy, with really good surgical preciseness. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So these are the top 10 units. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you do really agree with my list, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. If you do not, let me know what are the criticisms, feedbacks, insights that you gotta share to me. I would really love to have a very good discussion with you guys. And that is pretty much it for today. Once again, I would love to give a very big shout out and thanks to BlueStacks for sponsoring this video. And please, you can use BlueStacks Android emulator to play mobile games like Figure Fantasy, like this right over here. And I would love to give a very big shout out and thanks to this guy known as Kit, who actually came up with a really good set of data that actually helped me to explain the characters out here in the list. Okay, anyways, the link will be provided down in the description of this video. That's it. Now that is it for today. See you guys in the next video. Have fun.